Honestly, I don't even know how to say it because of how it happened.
Oh my god, you guys, you'll never believe what Ben just exposed about 90 Day Fiance.
One of my fitness pictures got posted, or not posted, put into a men's magazine. And from there, a couple producers got a hold of me and said, hey, how would you like to be in a reality TV show? And I was like, yeah, maybe. I mean, if it's fun, and if there's a free trip involved.
Can you believe he actually said that? I mean, it's just so bizarre. The full story about what happened is honestly, guys, even stranger, because it sounds like to me that he didn't even know who Mahogany was when he was cast to go on 90 Day Fiance. Listen to this.
And I was like, no, I'm out. Nope, not good. I got kids. They're going to see that. I'm not going to go on an island and be a part of that craziness where you're just like, you've all seen those kind of shows. But then something else kind of came up, and I was like, yeah, that one I can do.
I mean, the whole thing is just so weird. First of all, it's reality TV. So why is he talking about how they casted him after seeing him in a magazine? It's not like he was going on The Bachelor. He would have needed to be in a relationship with someone in another country, right? So how would they know about that just seeing him in a magazine? But honestly, the video gets even weirder from there, because he pretty much admitted that 90 Day Fiance is fake and that he was casted by producers instead of applying like a real 90 Day Fiance couple would in theory. But then he kind of backtracked and said that, you know, reality TV is actually real. So, I mean, it's just so odd. You guys have to see this.
Like, is reality TV real? There is a lot of realness. I mean, Hollywood actors spend their entire lives honing their skills to be able to cry on camera and to look real. Reality TV just is real. And that's why people are so compelled, because I'm showing a part of my life that is very raw and sometimes humiliating and embarrassing, and sometimes really inspiring. And it's all me. So to answer that question, yeah, it's real.
I honestly have no idea what to make of it. It sounds like he was going to be on a different reality show, I guess, and then he said no, and they put him on 90 Day Fiance instead. I mean, the whole thing is just so weird, but his story gets even weirder because Ben is actually an actor. Yes, there is a poster floating around the internet of him as Tarzan from 2014. Of course, granted, he's only a local stage actor, but wouldn't it make sense if 90 Day Fiance casted him, considering he clearly knows how to act and probably wanted to, you know, just advance his acting career? But let's just say for half a second that this story is real and they weren't cast by 90 Day Fiance. Well, there's like a 99% chance, you guys, that Mahogany is catfishing Ben, at least to some degree, because Mahogany has, you know, technically stood him up twice now, and we're all thinking she's 100% catfished him, but Ben just will not hear it. He is convinced for whatever reason that they're meant to be, that it's God's will. I mean, it's just like, come on, you guys. So now let's say that it's all made up by TLC. It's definitely possible, especially when you look at their relationship timeline, which once again is super freaking fishy. Supposedly they met in March or possibly April of 2021, but there's really no proof of that. So let's just say that's true. On June 29th, 2021, Ben left his first public comment on Mahogany's Facebook, and then in early August, he was scheduled to come visit her in Peru, but she canceled just before his flight because her parents weren't going to be in town, and around that same time is when he started filming for 90 Day Fiance. So doesn't it just seem a little bit odd that he's already filming for 90 Day Fiance just over a month after they were first publicly seen interacting together on the internet? I mean, it obviously takes a lot of time to get these things set up. It doesn't just happen overnight. It definitely makes his admission about being cast on the show instead of, being an actual relationship seem more and more like a real possibility. And I've got to say, I wasn't too surprised when Mahogany stood Ben up in Peru for a second time. I mean, come on. She'd technically done it before. What'd you expect was going to happen? Now, I don't know about you guys, but to me, it sounds an awful lot like Caesar and Maria from a few seasons earlier. But either way, they were going to stay in separate rooms or whatever, and Ben said because he wanted to wait until they were married to get intimate and romantic and whatnot, and Mahogany said that she was fine with that and that she would love him like no one else ever had. It's just absolutely insane how cringy this stuff is, but I promise you guys, I'm not making it up. But either way, you guys, now at this point, Ben was supposed to meet her in Peru, and while he was at the airport, he got a text message from her, and we all saw his expression as he was so unbelievably excited, like he was just a kid in the candy store, before, till we got to see him get so disappointed and so sad when she'd basically done it again, because this time Mahogany said that her father wasn't so sure about Ben's intentions. But even still, Ben actually got on the flight to Peru, and you would only think she would have known her father felt, like that before telling him to make the plans, but the story somehow actually gets weirder, you guys, because Ben, he's 52, Mahogany is 24 supposedly, but that was recently revealed to be not true, because someone on Reddit noticed that Mahogany was commenting on a 90 Day Fiance Facebook post, and she made an accidental confession that kind of reveals a little bit too much. She was defending herself from some of the haters when she revealed her actual age. On the show, it's constantly, Ben saying that she's 24 years old, but that puts them at a 28-year age gap, which is, completely, totally, 100% insane. But here's the kicker, you guys, because on the Facebook post, she actually says that she is 22. So that means that Ben and Mahogany have a 30-year age difference. Now, of course, that is if what she said on Facebook is actually true. So are they lying about their age difference so it doesn't seem as crazy, or does Ben not even know her real age? It's definitely all possible. He's not one to shy away from the big age gap in a relationship. He's been engaged to someone that was 17 years younger than him a while back, so he's not opposed to it. But whether or not she's a catfish, one thing is for sure true: she appears to be completely full of crap. And this is also not Ben's first rodeo with a potential catfish. Supposedly it happened to him before with a guy in Nigeria. I mean, the whole thing is just getting really strange, and his friend Jessica thought so too. She told him to be careful. We saw her on 90 Day Fiance, but he clearly was not listening. When she asked why Mahogany won't video chat with him, he said it's because she's so shy. But the reality is, if she was so shy, then why is she posting all these pictures of her in a bikini and whatnot on, her social media? And his friend Jessica asked, and you guys will never believe Ben's response. He claims that women put out pictures like that to make themselves feel good. I mean, to me, just doesn't seem very true, not in most cases. But then Jessica asked Ben about the $1,000 that he gave Mahogany, and if she was so broke, how does she have like a photography studio of some sort in her house? I don't know. I mean, apparently his friend Jessica thinks that to take all those pictures, all the filters and whatnot, Mahogany must have a studio in her house of some sort. But Ben suggests that she just has a really good camera. I don't even know who to believe anymore. But Ben, came to her defense again and just kept saying that he'd rather give Mahogany the money than spend it on a golf course or at restaurants or whatnot. So I just have no idea. But, of course, this is all depending on if anything going on with Mahogany and Ben is even remotely true. And honestly, the more I'm looking into it, the more it doesn't really seem to be. Now that we found Mahogany on Facebook, you can figure out a lot of information from it. One, it doesn't seem like she's catfishing him, but she definitely uses a lot of different filters in Photoshop. Her 90 Day Fiance pictures look absolutely nothing like her Facebook pictures. And the second thing is, her Facebook says she's single. So were she and Ben ever together? Did they break up? Was this all just a ploy for her to make some money? Or was this the theory of, that they're both cast for a fake 90 Day Fiance storyline real? Or were they never together in the first place? I mean, there's a million different possible scenarios. It's definitely seeming more and more like that is the case, that it was just a made-up storyline. And I've got to say, I'm honestly pretty shocked. Because there have been so many things on 90 Day Fiance that seem a little bit overly dramatic, a little bit possibly staged, but never, ever, ever an entire scripted storyline. And now that we have all these clues pointing to that direction from Mahogany's Facebook and to Ben's literal announcement that he was going to be on the show, it seems like it just finally happened to me, at least, guys. And so, one thing that might change the entire story around is an interesting point that someone did mention on Reddit. When you read her Facebook comment, it says, "I agreed to be on 90 Day Fiance to share a dramatic story to watch. Keep looking and you will be surprised, but I clarified to be real and a young woman of 22 years. So the person on Reddit wondered if maybe Ben actually did get catfished and the real Mahogany appeared to be on the show to confirm that she was not the person he was ever talking to. And it's definitely possible, and it's a good theory, but usually people use a different name when they catfish someone, using someone else's pictures. Not even to mention that the same Facebook as the real Mahogany is the same Facebook account that Ben was interacting with in June of 2021. So we can likely rule out that theory, but I guess you never really do know. Now, whoever Ben has been talking to is behind that Mahogany account. Whether or not it's actually Mahogany, that remains to be seen. So I'm sure we'll know one way or another by the end of the season, but I don't know about you guys, but this whole story that Ben told definitely makes me question whether or not the relationship was even real to begin with, or if it was just a fake storyline, that the show wanted to create for drama. But one strange thing is that Ben said in his announcement video that the show is going to be crazy and that not even he knows how it will end. So, doesn't that just seem bizarre and just crazy? I don't even really know. Because if it really were his life, wouldn't he know how it's going to end? He would know if Mahogany was real or not, and if they were together or not. Whatever, it just makes no sense. Maybe he's just lying because they can't release spoilers. Maybe it's been so fabricated by TLC that he really doesn't know what's going to happen because TLC has to edit it all together. But to me, guys, I'm just like, does that seem like someone that's actually in a real relationship? No. I don't know about you guys, but to me, it just sounds more like Ben is doing a commercial instead of actually, making some kind of a wedding plan. It's all so unbelievable. Even now, there are no pictures of the couple in any upcoming episodes. It's like, will there ever actually be? Is this relationship just completely fake, or is Mahogany scamming Ben? The age difference is one thing for sure, and I'm not too concerned about that, but wow, the fact that she lied about her age and she stood up Ben up twice, that is a huge red flag. Don't get me wrong, there can definitely be real connections that are made online, but when you've never seen a video of someone, and when that person's pictures are highly filtered and whatnot, wouldn't you be suspicious too? Come on, guys. So, at the end of the day, what I really want to know about all this is what's going on in the relationship in general. Is it fake? Is it real? Is she real? Is she a catfish? I guess at the end of the day, though, guys, we're going to have to just kind of wait and see. Maybe Ben will accidentally reveal something along the way while the show is going on. But I wish him well, I wish her well, but we're just going to have to kind of wait and see. Well, guys, thank you all so much for watching this video. Please do me a huge favor and hit that like, follow, share, subscribe button, and y'all better stay tuned for many more videos.